spring with bridal in this tutorial today because I have had requests for bridal makeup. We'll see how this compares to the Tarte that I normally use. This is actually a creamy formula. I'm doing the whole base drugstore. So I pulled out Tartelette in Bloom. We're going to use the browns in here for blending out, and then the Fade into Hue palette by ColourPop for the spring colors. I think we're going to do a little bit of purple, maybe some orange and pink. I'm not totally sure yet, but I'll start off by blending out some brown just to create a base for these shadows to blend into. So just taking the fluffy brush and blending this into the crease a little bit above and around, just to create that base for the purple. I don't know what I'm going to do for purple though, because that one has shimmer in it. Yeah, it has some shimmer in it, but I think we're going to see what it looks like. I don't know. I could grab my other purple palette from ColourPop, but I'm just too lazy to get up and do that. So we'll pop that. I mean, it's bridal, so shimmer is not terrible. And you see how just buffing that into the brown adds, it just blends better. I want to intensify this a little bit more, not too much, because then I'm going to be scared that it's going to be too bold. We definitely want this on the pastel end. What I will do is take the same brush and I'll go into the light purple and slightly tap into that darker purple just to create a darker shade without it being too dark. Blend it right on top of that purple just to deepen it a little. So we're taking the L'Oreal True Match Radiant Serum Concealer. I was gifted this by L'Oreal. It is a serum concealer, so I'm a little concerned that it's going to crease a lot more. I like mattes for the eyelids. So I'll just take a little bit of it and we're just going to cut a crease. This is very easy for beginners to do too. Just go lightly because we're not making this a harsh cut crease. This is just to allow a base for the shimmers. So, are they even? You know what I did? You see how I made the cut crease too far over? So I'll take just this brush, which is what I was going to use for the shimmer, and just blend it slightly out. I didn't put a lot of color in that inner corner, so it helps to buff it out real quick. Let's do a soft pink. That is a very, very pretty shimmer. This side wants to be stubborn, but you know what? I'm not going to let you. This is definitely soft spring. But I'll take a little bit more of that purple again. I added a little more of the purple and I'm just going to dab it on the outer edge and bring it slightly into where the shimmers are. And that pops more dimension back in there. The Epic Ink Liner though, the brown one, I feel like brown liner will just add something different to spring bridal. I just hope it's not dried out because I haven't used this in a very long time. You can opt in and do a smoky wing if you want with brown liner, or brown eyeshadow if you want. Sometimes I will just do brown eyeshadow instead. But honestly, I wanted to see how this works because it's just sitting in my cabinet. Let me give it a second to recoup itself because it's not very happy with me right now. I did prep my skin to do like some moisturizing and stuff like that because I'm dry, but also for longevity reasons, I want my makeup to lay effortlessly. So before I start my base, I'm actually going to spray my face with this first to help control any oils throughout the day, keep my skin nice and just blank canvas. Once again, the L'Oreal True Match. This is the serum corrector. It has hyaluronic acid and caffeine. What shade is this though? Light pale. L'Oreal sent this to me and picked my shade. I prepped my under eyes the same exact way that I do when I use my Tarte Shape Tape. Look at, I'm showing you how close. I don't know if you can tell. You see that? Look how cakey it went on. I'm gonna grab my Tarte Shape Tape. Alright, so we prepped my under eyes the same exact way. I took it off and I prepped the same exact way because that was intense. Definitely not what normally happens with my under eyes. So that probably needs a different prep to use, but also I feel like it's gonna be sheer coverage. And for this purpose, for a wedding day, I would not want sheer coverage. I would want full. So it's a no for me for a bridal. It's hyped for a reason. Like, now you can see that difference. And I didn't even put my foundation on yet. I still have a little redness breaking through because I wiped away the old stuff. So obviously I have some irritation. So for the base, this is the True Match L'Oreal Super Blendable Foundation. They sent me Neutral Light. Now it looks like my shade, right? But for some reason, when I was putting it on before, it oxidized into yellow. So, see how it pulls a little yellow? Which I guess is fine because why not have a tan, right? But see, it's just a very beautiful skin-like finish. It's buildable, and it's definitely on the dewy side because you can see the sheen it gives me. So I do have dry skin. This definitely helps to keep some hydration going. This is going to be a wear test for me though, so it may not necessarily perform well for a bridal, but I will let you know in a future video how I felt about it because I'm sure I'll use it again. You can just see how flawless that base is. I literally have just been sitting here letting the camera charge. Haven't set anything yet. I just had to press out some creasing under my eyes. Lightly set because we're going to reinforce with powders anyway. Making sure I pat that out though because I don't want to look like bread under my eyes. I'm just pressing that in lightly. We're going to improvise. I'm going to take my Tartelette in Bloom palette and that brown that I hit pan on that I love oh so much. We're just going to take some of that and that will be our contour. It's pretty close to my contour shade anyway. You can absolutely use eyeshadows for contour and blush, by the way. Don't ever let anybody tell you otherwise. Going in with the ColourPop Forever Yours pressed powder. I just feel like this is the most spring blush I have. The shade definitely is more springy, so I put too much on that brush. It's fine, it'll fade. My skin definitely has a sheen to it. It must be the foundation. I could see the sheen sparking through. It's like coming through the setting powder, which I normally don't have that. So it must be the foundation. These are the Ardell Demi Wispies. They are pretty much like the bridal lash. I always keep these in my kit. But the skin is skinning. Do you see that? Like, look at that skin. Texture and all, though. What? It's flawless. For lippy, I'm doing my top bridal. Like, this is what I use a lot. It goes with a lot of complexions. This is the ColourPop 951. And the Pharmacy 204. I don't know if this is still available or what the name of it is now, but I have so many of these. I just change up the liner color and it ultimately will change the way the lipstick looks. So using those lip liners while it's still wet. To create an ombre. This is the final look we ended up with. I think it came out so beautifully, and just look at this finish on my skin with this foundation. It is super skin-like. Like, this may actually be a good bridal foundation. So I will keep you guys updated, but I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I've been having requests for bridal, so I wanted to incorporate the season with it because I know wedding season is now coming up here in New England because it's going to start getting warmer. But If you guys liked this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, do all the things so that I keep creating things that I know you love. And I can't wait to see the next one.